Take this. We found this really cheap place. It's kind of like in the woods, which is nice. But I haven't yet told Andrea about this fucking monstrosity in the back garden. I mean, you know that people don't have to say to you like, if you're gonna come here, I'll save you a bit of bucks, but it might fry your eggs while we're at it. Now, people in this industry will say, well, you're so close to it, you're underneath the range, but I don't know, maybe it's in my head, but I feel like my head's in a microwave. People, they obviously get paid to have this poison on their land. We paid for 3 nights here. It's just a bit of a tough call. Like, we don't have money to waste on double booking, and to say this was the cheapest thing I found. We'd had a few nights that it ended up running a little expensive at the beachfront place. I try to get a mate's rates out of them, you know, but they were as tight as a duck's ass on a frozen lake. They have probably 40 or 50, maybe more beds per night. And of course for them it's all about the money. I'm sure you're going, you should just move, what are you doing, you know. I was saying, well, it's not that. And there are people around here, and I saw that next door, there's children and a child. Anyway, just thinking about that lady from yesterday. She is a late stage cancer patient, and it's in her brain now, apparently, and the seizures were forewarned by the indoctrinated oncologist. So, this is part of the course. But according to her partner, husband, she's been driving. He said like, oh, okay, that's the last time. She wasn't driving, fortunately, in the passenger seat, but that's the last time. I'm taking her keys away from her. She won't be doing any more driving. In other words, she had been driving very recently. Imagine having a seizure like that. I promise you, it's a level of spasticity and physical retardation that is, until you've seen it for yourself, it's hard to kind of imagine a woman just going off into that, or a person going into that kind of state. I can feel it in my head here. Psychosomatic, maybe, but that's bad shit, man. So yeah, I have to say it's been many years since I attended to a situation like that, and even more since I think that I had to consider giving someone mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. But when she when she went into the second seizure, her partner had arrived by then, and so I'd kind of stepped back and I was letting them do their talking, and then I thought, okay, well, I'm just finishing my sandwich here, because our sandwich had been interrupted with the original call. I think it probably, when we stopped, it had probably been 40 minutes or so of attending to this lady. And so I'm finishing my sandwich and making that video, and then just a few minutes later, boom, she's gone again. And the partner was like quite flummoxed and didn't quite know what to do. And she'd been seated upright and had stopped breathing. I think actually, now that I think about it, when I first found her, her head was so badly slumped over, because like you're unconscious. Now her friend hadn't thought to open her airway, so I think that's why she was blue. I think she was in a restricted breathing situation. Her breathing was so weak she couldn't hold it, and with her head like this, more difficult. So in the second phase, she was also in that state, so I kind of took over the reins again and took control of the situation, put her seat down, right down, got her. Okay, just a quickie from me, update on that lady from yesterday. She's in intensive care, but is stable. They put her on some kind of treatment for epilepsy. That's how it goes. Just an incremental supplementation of the medication. Strange few days. I thought I'd scored a bit of a luck. Really, relatively cheap accommodation. $20 a night, £20 a night. And this morning I woke up and found a massive phone mast in the garden, just 15 meters from the bedroom. Massive one. I don't know what the G number is, 4 or 5. But it did feel weird for me. Anyway, we were like, I told Andrea eventually, and she was like, okay, we can't put ourselves, we don't know when you're so close to them how much risk is involved, because they are like a line of sight thing. But the microwave industry and other industries, they're sort of salesmen, they're technicians, the people who've given the parameters of what's safe and how you measure what's safe. Are not given all the information perhaps on real on the ground information about trends over 30 years, etc. Health trends, I mean. So that's put a bit of a kibosh on things. So we just try and keep it all balanced for our Superman here, and we rebooked into a place we stayed in recently, and they charge like £40 cleaning fee, and I only can have it for a few nights and so on. But Alexander was very keen on something stable. He actually didn't want to go back there before. Let's talk about it. Such is the journey. But on the other side, on the flip side, I just continue to have fantastic conversations on the ground with people. Some of them I never ever really get to record them, but if I did, you'd see. It's like, wow, people are moved by it, and do things differently and think differently after we've spoken. I think there's a real energy here for that, and maybe humanity has different pockets of where there will be a return, a more ready return to a more natural state of affairs, natural law, natural lifestyles. That should be the gold standard not the corporate cowboy who is happy to have his corporation go in the direction of more tyranny. That even a dude on the beach, one of the security dudes on the beach today said to me, well, it's the government are only recommending it, but it's the corporations that are pushing it all through. And of course that's how it's been set up to be. Corporations are stuffed full of people only too eager to follow the latest edict. I came across that a lot, and you can imagine in my working career, being the kind of guy I am, I was never too popular with those sorts, Sorry for not looking at the camera. It is a kind of a weirdy thing for me at the moment. I just, hopefully you can understand. It's just a free flow, and I'm looking at the scene around me, which is always interesting. Lots going on. Lots of lots of covered faces, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots. I think it's now fair to say that these are the faceless masses, what we were warned about. Some people don't like to hear this stuff. It is a big in their perception of what things are. But here, I tell you what, I've never felt like I could make a bigger difference than since I've been here. And a lot of my life story actually kind of prepares me for being here. So I won't go over that now, but so yeah, I'm just gonna just let the ball float in the river and see where it ends up. Hey, actually something I will show you is because here, man, a lot. Today, for the second time, I went through a checkpoint actually, so yeah, it's something that you get a lot here, and I'll leave it there for now. I guess the point of that is that I think people were sold on communism here. Some people, certain, particularly perhaps the African people, were sold on, well, the capitalists, and this is the old dialectic, isn't it? The capitalists are the greedy this, and so the communists are on your side. Join the communists, and they will care for you. They will take care of you. But it's along that route of taking care that they end up, being almost your carer, because you're no longer able to adjudicate your own life and your own path and your own purpose. It feels very much like, until people know that their heritage, their true inheritance, God-given inheritance, has been usurped. But then again, you think, gosh, imagine if you gave just everybody a lump of gold now. There's also a form of mayhem that comes from, just letting the children out of the classroom onto the highway and saying, here you go, have a fleet of new Mercedes-Benz. I don't mean that to be kind of smug or whatever, but the truth is that my own personal journey has been one of gradual, and continues to be one of gradual evolution. My little that reminds me of that Queen album with the faces underlit. I listened to that album a little bit in the last year or two because I think of the relevance of some of the lyrics and the sheer kind of power of Freddie Mercury. His I know obviously a tortured guy, but his incredible talent and just the ability to go all out. Here it is. This is what I am. I kind of said to someone today, I think, it was a dude, said, what are you doing? I said, I think I have a purpose actually. Hey, what do you do for a job? And I he'd enjoyed the information, was grateful for the information. And his 2-year-old baby played with Zizi for a while. That was fun. So Zizi stumbled it backwards and fell onto a pipe by his butt. Like one of those umbrella stands was just sort of standing without an umbrella on it, and with a big footing, and he obviously, I didn't see it, but he must have backed into it in his heel. As it is, if you back into something, your heel stops you right there, and your body keeps going backwards. Anyway, he seems all right. I said to someone today, this guy, the dad of this child, that I think I have a purpose to speak with people, to empower people, in the street, in a hall, wherever. And when I started this journey of public speaking in 2018, I had I was starting from ground zero. And you know, there's certain things that have had to be tightened up. And the truth is, those things were never going to be tightened up, stuck on a mountain in Portugal or somewhere else. I had to kind of be out here and encounter the hardest 2 years of my life. In fact, you know, like a friend said to me, oh, you must be a little bit perturbed by yesterday's situation with that woman almost dying, particularly on the second seizure. And, well, maybe I won't go into the detail. And I'm like, no, you know, I mean, in the course of the things that I've been going through, this is just, yep, another interesting day. I do wish I kept a diary, but what was I going to say on that? Oh yeah, but as Simon said in Norfolk, this is part of the, you know, because yeah, I mean, it seems to me like people are going to need help. We've been saying this for a long time, but you know, if you're going to help, then you've got to be fit for it, hey? Ready for it. And I guess sitting on the sofa or surfing the couch, like surfing the couch, you know, this is not going to be sufficient preparation if you're to help. There's nothing wrong with doing, you know, the route you're doing. I'm not at all like saying, oh, but if you feel like there's someone who's meant to be helping, then you've got to be off the sofa and getting out there in a way. And then I said to Andrea, part of this time has been like, if we'd been somehow cushioned to stay in our fairly safe bubble, you know, we would not be tested. And if I'm to stand in front of, as I did the other day, you know, homeless people, a group of homeless people, many of whom who might regard me as an enemy, particularly because of my skin tone, you know, we all make certain assumptions, but to have them transform in the course of a conversation from guarded and uncertain to, hey brother, slap your back, thank you very much, much appreciated, you know, and that's real. That's what's real, you know. That's what's real. Ah, okay. And so not yet back. We got 4 loaves and some polony for those, and they went so quickly out of the car. Just so many guys came in, and so we gave them the fruit that we had, and we decided to come back to the shop and get a little bit more loaves. You see how hungry these folks are. Just so like we can't go back now. Short change thing. Anyway, thought I'd tell you that. Yeah. Oh. I can spin them a little bit, but they're so light. The water has like a drag, you know, it's a tension, or it holds the ball, so they don't spin so well.
Sure. Let's see if any objects will float. Let's see if this will float.
Okay. Let's see if that will float.
Oh no! Oh no!
The soap is sinking.
No.
Do you know why the soap is sinking?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Because it's heavier.
Than the water.
Heavier.
It displaces.
So this place.
Displaces.
It's heavier than the balls. You want to hold the balls for you?
Yeah. Let me hold on. Let's see if this will work.
Okay, use it as a boat.
Yeah.
To float. Or...
Let's see if this will work. Let's see if this will work. I think this will work.
Okay.
Let's see if this will work.
Oh, it still sinks. Does the plastic float on its own, or will it sink? It's also sinking. Some plastic floats and some plastic sinks. It depends on the density, I suppose, of the plastic.
Interesting, this one's got water in it.
No, I think it's made by 2 halves, so the water's obviously
This
ingressed.
one hasn't.
That will eventually get heavy enough to sink a bit. Possibly altogether. It's waterlogged.
There you go.
Alright.